Greetings everyone, it's T2. Today we're going to talk about a new Japanese word I'm going to teach you. Not doing any Duolingo, I'm just going to teach you this one word because it relates to a type of anime that I've always kind of wondered what the fascination was with it, and I kind of got annoyed and a little bit cringy with it because I download my TV shows off this website, and it used to be pretty easy to find TV shows that I like, and then they started adding foreign shows, so you would get a block of time at night where all the British TV would come through, and I like some of the British shows, and then some of the Japanese shows, like the NHK kind of TV channels, would come through, and it'd be they started adding anime a while back, and now it's just there's so much anime coming out, it's hard to find stuff through all of the junk. And I started noticing a lot of these weird anime have similar names and themes, mainly that they are about reincarnation. And there's a type of anime called isekai. That's the word I'm going to teach you today. It means being transported to another world or being reincarnated in another world. And it's what we would probably call Alice in Wonderland or Wizard of Oz type stuff, because they both end up in another world, which is interesting, but some of it's kind of silly. I haven't seen a lot of this, so I don't know if there's a good explanation for it. But let me just start out with the one that came out in 2016. This is probably the most popular one, ReZero. Starting my life in another world. So the guy's at a convenience store and he's walking home. He just ends up in another world. I don't understand how he got there. I don't know if that's what started the whole thing, but then there's a couple of anime that I've seen that have themes about reincarnation. Rising of the Shield Hero, I think I may have seen that one. And I've seen Jubei-chan, the ninja girl, or whatever. Look at this one. It's called So I'm a Spider. So what? I'm just a spider. I got reincarnated, now I'm a spider. So what big deal? I'm a spider. That's what it's kind of that's kind of stuff that cringes me. It's what are you fucking talking about? And here's the main one that has come out lately, the Slime Diaries. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. And then another one, I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. So a lot of it revolves around RPG gaming. So I don't know if this makes me feel like some of these other anime that are based on RPGs got popular, and they're just trying to cash in on what's popular. That's what makes me mad about it. It kind of cringes me out, because it's somebody made an anime about slimes, and now there's 50 fucking new anime about slimes. Why? Because that one was successful, and it's people are jumping on the bandwagon. It's we were just talking about the other day in YouTube. The YouTube algorithm is kind of the same way. There's all these people living out in the jungle now that are making survival videos, and they're putting the thumbnails with photoshopped mud holes full of giant fish. Then you watch the video and there's no giant fish. It's all just clickbait. It's there are people living out in the middle of the fucking jungle. I guess they're on that Obamacare, not Obamacare, but the Michelle Obama's laptop for every child. They all got laptops, and they said, oh, how can we make money out of this? And they started making, because all those survival videos got popular. The guy that was digging a hole, and he's making tiles and cooking them in a kiln, and he's doing blacksmithing and making a hut. That video got super popular, that guy. And now there's all these billions of kids. There's kids that made swimming pools, and they put bamboo on the bottom of the swimming pools, and they make those videos. And then there was one where a guy put a snake in a wall and he catches mice, or they put a snake in a hole and fish come out. So then there's all these fucking videos about fishing in a hole with a snake, or making a weird trap that makes the fish come out of a hole. People just keep, it's getting crazy. Can we just be original and not try to copy everybody else's shit? This one here, I sent it to a bookworm. That seems like it could be good, because it's about a girl who likes book a lot. So I like books. So I don't know. Maybe it'd be good. But my next life as a villainess. Oh, okay. It kind of makes you think they don't have any fear of dying too. So this is the reincarnated as a slime. It doesn't seem interesting to me. There's a guy. I guess he dies and he comes back as one of those little slimes from Zelda 2. He's just a ball with two eyes. I don't know how that could be interesting or how they could make it interesting, but it's one of the top anime out there right now. And there's this dragon, I think, is supposed to be really cool or something. There's figures of it. I don't know what the dragon has to do with this guy being a slime. Then you got the Slime Diaries. I guess like he's wearing a Santa Claus hat. He's got a weird fishing hat in this one. I'm sure that's really good. I'm sure that's a great anime. So that's that. I think there's a bunch more. Oh, the one where you kill slimes for 300 years and max out your level. It kind of reminds me of that South Park episode where they stayed in Goldshire or whatever and just kill boars until they got high enough to kill the guy who cannot be killed because he has no life. But I don't see this would be very fun to watch. I don't know. Maybe it is. What's this one? Life with an ordinary guy who reincarnated into a total fantasy knockout. If the title was not long enough, so you got a guy who gets killed and he comes back as a girl, and now, I mean, that sounds like a lot of cheesy 80s movies, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of these, it's like a bunch of like lolly characters with panties on, and that's what maybe what the appeal is. World's Finest Assassin, and in very, very, very tiny text, gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. Okay. Can he just be an aristocrat in one world? Is he an assassin? I don't know. Why's it gotta have reincarnation in there? Why's everything about being reincarnated as slimes? Here's another list. See, Overlord, that was one of those where the guy was reincarnated as a dungeon boss in a game. No Game, No Life. That's actually good. That's not about reincarnation. It's got life in the title. Life in Another World with My Smartphone or whatever. I think I've seen that one. That one was kind of interesting because a guy goes like this fantasy medieval type world, but he has a smartphone that somehow works. Somehow you can get a connection there. Like you can access the internet. Okay. Maybe you can order pizza and it'll come there. I don't know how it works, but how not to summon a demon lord. I think there's a bunch of those too. A bunch of weird enemies like how not to do this or here's how I fucked up kind of restaurant to another world. Oh, there's a portal in a restaurant. That sounds like that Stephen King movie about the going back and saving JFK. Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life? Didn't I say to make my abilities average? What happens in this anime? She's like, I'm going to be reincarnated soon, and I want my abilities to be average. I'm a little too overpowered right now, and I want to be just average. And then whatever they give her, she's like overpowered. That's probably what happens, actually. I probably just nailed it. Problem children are coming from another world, aren't they? That seems like these titles are way too long. Do you love your mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks? Princess Connect Redive. What is that redive? Reincarnation dive? Dive sounds like you're going into, hello. Yeah, dive sounds like you're, going into one of those, virtual reality dive things. I didn't know they had pictures for them here. Let's see what we got in here. ReZero. Starting life in another world. No Game, No Life. That's actually good. What was it? Way at the top? Princess Connect Redive. Full Dive, the ultimate next-gen full dive RPG, is even shittier than real life. Yeah, most of these are like comedy anime. I'm like, well, I'm not really into that. Even shittier. I bet if I searched anime shittier. I didn't type anime right there. This ultimate next-gen full dive RPG, yeah, I've watched one of those. Is even shittier than real life. Oh, is that the one I was just looking at? Yeah, I saw a couple episodes of that. Full dive. So that's not redive. That's a different one. What's redive then? Anime redive. That's a video game. Okay. I don't know. Like I can't keep track of all this stuff. It's all like re-slime diving into shitty lives and waking up in other worlds and what? What's going on? It's like too much. What is, you just make an anime where it's like some ninjas again? Like, can you make another Naruto or Boruto? What's all this? Buta no liver wa kanetsudo. Saga of Tanya, the Evil. What was? Oh, this is page 3. Let's go back. Ren ni. Yeah, here's the. Didn't I say make my abilities average? Time I got Veldor's journal. That's the dragon I was talking about. This looks like it could be cool. Strongest sage with the weakest crest. His strength limited by the magical crest which he was born. Matthias, the world's most powerful sage, decides a reincarnation is necessary to become the strongest of all. You just decide how I'm going to reincarnate now. It's like starting a new character in a game. Life isn't like that. Upon his rebirth, he's discovered that he's been born with the optimal crest for magical combat on his first try. Unfortunately, the world he's been born into has abysmally poor standards when it comes to magic, and everybody thinks he's still marked for failure. Now it's up to him to prove everything's wrong. World's strongest sage style. That's probably stupid. Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Crystal. Is that about reincarnation? Please save my Earth. Reincarnated as slime digression. Hinata Sakaguchi. Reborn to master the blade. Hero king to extraordinary squire. I don't know what all this is about, man. There's too much stuff here. Jobless reincarnation. Rudeus Grey Rat's new life takes a shocking turn when the country of Roa is overcome by a blinding light, leaving the fate of his family and friends unknown. He and his student, Eris, are transported to the demon continent, a foreign land which is strange even to Rudy. When a mysterious figure claiming to be a god and offering advice, Rudy... What? When a mysterious figure what? Rudy must decide whether or not the stranger can be trusted. You didn't say what the mysterious figure was doing. That's not how you construct a sentence. Will he make it back home, or will this be the last new world in which Rudy ever awakens? I'd be afraid to go to sleep in these anime worlds because you always wake up in new worlds every time. I don't know. Let's see the synopsis of Reincarnated as a Slime. To remove it, he suddenly realizes that there's nothing to do for recreation in Tempest. He suggests sumo wrestling as a way for everyone to have fun together, and his friends are immediately on board with the idea. Thus begins Tempest's first sumo tournament, which everyone competes enthusiastically in hopes of winning grand prize. Passionate contests break out among Benimaru and the men, but also among women. And even Rimuru ends up joining in. Oh, this is the OVA. So that's not what this... It's the Reincarnated as a Slime. Is that about sumo wrestling? What the fuck? What's going on? What? Here's season 2. Rimaru's Slime by a Nation of Monsters. Yeah. Where's the original one? Here we go. Here's the original synopsis. 37-year-old Satoru Mikami is stuck in a dead-end job, unhappy with the mundane life, but after dying at the hands of a robber, he awakens to a fresh start in a fantasy realm as a slime monster. As he acclimates to his goopy new existence, his exploits to other monsters set off a chain of events that will change this new world. I'm sure a bunch of stuff happens. But like, let's see this one. I, the protagonist, was just an ordinary high school girl. Her name was I? But suddenly I was reincarnated as a spider monster in a fantasy world. Not only that, but I awakened in a jungle filled with vicious monsters, armed with only my human knowledge and my overwhelming passivity. I'm forced to use spider webs and traps to defeat far stronger monsters just to stay alive. So begins the labyrinth survival story of a girl with incredible mental strength, living as one of the lowest ranked beasts. So like the slime is one of the weakest enemies in Zelda 2. So this is like, she's like a spider in Zelda 2. What else is in Zelda 2 that we can make an anime about? The armored knight guys? The flying ghosty heads or whatever? What is the next thing gonna be? Oh, those fucking guys that throw the boomerangs. That needs to be an anime. I awaken in a new world and I'm one of those boomerang guys, and then Mario landed on my head. Now it sucks. Betrayal, blah blah blah. Seven Deadly Sins, is that good? Is that about reincarnation? Everybody talking about it, but I've never seen it. Anyway, I think we've covered pretty much all of it. Unless there's more I don't know about. I just think it's kind of weird that there's so much stuff about reincarnation and slimes and turning into fantasy hot babe knockouts. I don't know. So the word of the day is isekai.